Greetings. Welcome to this week's edition of New Jobs for a New Age from Perfecting Equilibrium. It's our vlog. I'm Chris Viola, and today we're going to be talking about creating corporate logos with MidJourney. Now, in the first edition of this occasional series, we looked at just creating graphics with DALL-E. And this week we're going to look at a more specified business application, that is creating logos and then a hopefully adorable mascot. Now, with any of these, the real point of the series is to show, as we've discussed, that while AIs and these other new tools are creating problems for people who strictly based their jobs on the ability to use creative tools like Adobe, they're creating new jobs at the same time. And for wordsmiths, the ability to change the outcome radically with one or two words is certainly inviting. So let's get started. A few years ago, when we started Privacy Chain, we didn't have any sort of marketing collateral whatsoever. So I called my old friend Chris Cast. Now, Chris is a brilliant designer. Worked with him at Bilo, worked with him several times since then. He was the creative director for Hawkeye. He's excellent, high-end designer. Just a genius when it comes to this stuff, and I highly recommend him. So we gave him a call, and close this. I'll put a link to his portfolio below, Chris Cast Creative. You can always just go and give him a look. He came and put us through the entire branding process. He talked about who we were and what we were trying to do and what we hope to achieve with Privacy Chain. And he came up with a couple of very good logos that we still use today and we're very happy with. We're not looking to change them. We're just looking to compare what a professional designer does to what you can generate on your own with MidJourney. So here are two of the logos that he gave us in the color scheme. It's kind of a master lock with PC on it, on a circular background. Here's the same thing in a more master locky square-bodied lock. Again, real happy with it, and I'd strongly advise you, if you have the time and the wherewithal to do a serious branding process, to do it with Chris. So here we go. We're also going to just look at what we can do with these tools, which are kind of the opposite. These tools remind me more of prototyping tools. They're not prototyping tools are ways to get quick and dirty results with software without investing the kind of time and energy that classical software development requires. And then that way you don't spend 9 months a year building something and say, well, that was terrible. There's no need for this. Prototyping tools are to get something out in a couple days and try it and say, wow, that totally doesn't work the way any user wants it to, so that was a bad idea. Sometimes it's hard to really understand how an idea is going to work. You can think about it theoretically, but as the great Yogi Berra said, in theory there's no difference between theory and practice, but in practice there often is. And until you get things in users' hands, you're not sure. So I look at this as prototyping tools, the same way to get quick and dirty results, and you can fail faster that way and learn more and put out a better final product. So let's jump over to MidJourney, which runs in Discord, which is a community platform. I'll put links, as always, I'll put links down below, and I will put a transcript of this, and plus I'll put the active transcript, which allows you to zoom directly to specific parts of the video so you can see what I did if you are really wanting to revisit it. And for speed purposes, I have stored this stuff up so I can just cut and paste it in. So our prompt is a logo design for a cybersecurity company called Privacy Chain. That's all we're going to give MidJourney at this point, and let her rip. See what comes up with from there. Now, while MidJourney is thinking about that, hopefully this is a better experience for you this week. I'm using a better camera. I'm using my Sony Xperia Pro I phone, actually, which is built for vlogging. And I remembered that I had gotten an email a year or so ago from Amazon saying, hey, buy this cheap tripod and we'll throw in a ring light. And I was like, oh, I could always use an extra cheap tripod. And then, so when my fan was beating on me last week about the first video, I was like, look, you have a black eye. I was like, it's not a black eye, it's a shadow. So, hey, I wonder where that ring light is. So I found it. Here we go. Here are the first results from MidJourney, and yeah, kind of interesting. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. It could be interesting and weird too at the same time. You have some chain around some of these. There's some sort of law enforcement-y looking things. They're interesting. Now there's a couple things. Let's say you like number 2. You like it, the best of these, but you're not sure if that's what you really want. Well, there's 2 things that you can do under here with these extra buttons that you see down here. You can upscale it, which means to get a much better looking version. I should mention that MidJourney famously ignores type, so it doesn't say privacy chain, it says something like that. So there you go. Anyway, you could redo that in Photoshop easily enough. But if you want to do it in Photoshop, you hit U and you upscale it and get a higher resolution image for working on in Photoshop. Now the V's down here are for variations. If you really like number 2, which I think out of those I do, you can just hit that V and it will give you variations on that particular one, so that you can do some interesting things that way. And so that's kind of how you can walk through this in an interesting way. You can try variations, you could try upscaling it, but the important thing we want to talk about today is that you can add more words to that. So this time I'm going to take the same basic prompt but add the words minimal vector on the front here and white background on the back, and we'll see how that changes things. So yeah, got the new camera, got the ring light going, and using a different mic this week. I like the other mic, but I have this Audio Technica, which also is pretty good. And I think we've gone backwards here. Well, there's some interesting stuff there. I like the dark ones better than the light ones. But that, look, the real point of this is it doesn't matter, okay? It's what you like. If you like the light ones, great. If you like the dark ones, great. If you don't like any of them, try again. Let's put in more words and see more things that you can do. So this time we're going to add the words Japanese style to the end. Let's see what it does with that. And we'll take out the white background. It did the white background, but it also made the logos themselves white inside and much lighter. And for whatever reason, I like the darker look. And again, I can always zap the background out in Photoshop. Now, you know, I'm part of the stuff too. Depends on what skills that you do have. I mean, I'm a photographer by training, and so in Photoshop I can do photography things. I can zap unwanted things out of the background, and I can add type and, you know, correct the lighting and the color and that kind of stuff. What I can't do is design. I can't draw new stuff. And yeah, I mean, if I draw a circle, it looks like a bagel. It's been some sort of accident. So it would help if I actually did the prompt. So sorry about that. this time we're thinking here. Yeah, the way Discord works is it's actually it's interesting. It's kind of a chat application like Slack. Although I will say I like it a lot better than Slack. And so putting the slash in front of it, which I forgot to do that time, puts it in, calls the local bot. So that's how MidJourney knows you're talking to it. So interesting. I am not sure on some of these, but they certainly are intriguing. It's, again, it's what you like and what you're interested in. So let's show another variation here just for the sake of it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to tell MidJourney to act like it was a famous designer. In this case, Ivan Chermiev, who designed the Showtime logo, which I'm sure you've seen infinite times. Now, again, it's a style. So it's kind of like saying, write something in the style of Ernest Hemingway. Hemingway wrote The Old Man and the Sea, and most people who try to write like Hemingway write something that would win the Bulwer Lytton contest, or not even be able to win that. That was the guy who wrote It Was a Dark and Stormy Night, and became iconic for that. But that kind of style can be imitated by MidJourney. So let's ask it to set up a prompt and ask it to do in the and let's see what it comes out with from there. Well, I think wow. How's the song go? How bizarre. I think he would disown that. All right, but I think again you get the general idea. Just to change it, we haven't, no prompt here has been more than what, 10, 12 words long, and yet we've gotten radically different results as we scroll through it. Look at all the different results we've gotten here and how different they are from each other. There's so much can be done here. So let's do something fun at the end here. Let's do one more. But instead of doing a logo, let's ask MidJourney, imagine a cute mascot for a cybersecurity company called Privacy Chain. Now we want it flat, we want a vector graphic, and we want it on a white background. So let's see what MidJourney does with that. Not sure if that's cute or terrifying. Let's. Oh, actually, these are so cute. I might have to use some of these. This is. Yeah. Okay. Privacy Chain might have a mascot all of a sudden. All right. That's all for this week. I hope you find these educational or at least inspirational. That you can go out there and do better than I am. With these things. I'm just trying to show you what the possibilities are, and you take it from there and make your own dream logos. So I hope you have a wonderful week. I hope you'll come back and see us again. Fiola out.